Last week, brave young Malala Yousafzai, the Pakistani teenage girl shot in the head by the Taliban, she gave a speech to the United Nations. Take a listen.
The Taliban shot me on the left side of my forehead. They shot my friends too. They thought that the bullet would silence us, but they failed.
And this week, she got a response from a prominent Taliban commander. Adnan Rashid has written a letter to Malala expressing regrets that he didn't warn her before the assassination attempt. The letter, however, did not apologize for the October attack. He only said that he found the shooting shocking and wished it had not happened. The letter referenced her UN speech saying, quote, "You have said in your speech yesterday that pen is mightier than sword, so they attacked you for your sword, not for your books or school." Malala was 15 years old when she and two of her friends were attacked on their way home from school in Pakistan's northwest Swat Valley. Malala celebrated her 16th birthday last week by giving that speech at the UN in New York, where she advocated for all children, girls and boys, to be educated. Rashid said the Taliban did not attack Malala because she was a proponent for girls' education, but because she was critical of the militant group when it took over much of Swat back in 2008 and 2009. Walk us through the reality as it exists today on the ground in Swat.
I've been to Swat recently for two times. Once in November last year, right after the attack on Malala happened, and then recently a month ago. Surprisingly enough, the situation in Swat in terms of education and security is a little better because when the Taliban invasion happened around 3 years ago, the army did a fair job in cleansing them out. So the situation is much better in those terms, but that doesn't definitely mean that the education situation in the rest of the country is as good as it is in Swat. If you walk out in the mornings in different cities in Swat, you will see hundreds of young schoolgirls and schoolboys in uniforms going to school every morning. So Swat is doing much better, but a lot of other places in the country aren't really doing that well.
And what has the reaction been to the letter in Pakistan?
Well, the reaction to the letter has been mixed because let me just give you a little background. What's been happening since the attack on Malala is that the Pakistani nation has pretty much been divided. And half of the nation thinks that the girl is really strong, that she's a symbol of bravery and courage for the rest of the world. While there are also other people who think that this is all a scam, that this is a drama, that a lot of conspiracy theorists basically. So the reaction to the letter has also been mixed. Those who are for Malala, who stand for her cause of education, of girls' education, definitely have just disregarded the letter as something mildly apologetic. But the rest of the nation still continues to question the whole event, actually.
And what is the militant group? What is the record on blowing up schools in the region?
They have pretty much destroyed or bombed around 800 schools. That's the safest bet that we have in different parts of the country. Most of these attacks have happened in the northern areas of Pakistan, so that would include Swat, and then that would include the federally administered tribal areas. And then a lot of attacks have actually been happening recently in the urban centers of Pakistan also. So the capital of the province in which Swat is situated, which is Peshawar, the city of Peshawar has also seen attacks on school teachers and on schools themselves.
And the women in Pakistan, how do they view Malala? Do they view her as a hero? Do they view her as a traitor? What has their response been?
I think the women definitely care for Malala the most. They definitely care for her cause. They think that girls' education is really important, primarily also because not only because she has been a symbol of bravery, but also because a lot of women go through the ordeal of not being educated in Pakistan and facing a lot of hurdles in their lives. So a lot of women in in Pakistan are definitely proud of Malala. They think that for a 16-year-old, she has a lot of courage and a lot of power that she's shown to the entire world.